Hey guys, we're going to finish up our unit with this last section on 3.4 volume. So starting off, our SI and imperial units for volume. So the SI unit for volume is the liter. So that will be very familiar. And the imperial unit for volume, main unit, is the pint. But volume can also be measured in milliliters, cubic meters, so meters cubed, cubic inches, so inches cubed, and cubic feet, so feet cubed. So anytime you have volume, it's going to be whatever your units are, and then those units are going to be cubed. Just like how whenever we had surface area, our units were always squared, volume, our units are always going to be cubed. Now, you'll see lots of volume measurements in things like cooking or other activities that end up using liquid. Okay, so it's going to be very important to be able to convert between those two things. Most cookbooks will have a conversion chart for imperial to SI, so your milliliters and liters and stuff. So you can always Google as well, but we're going to find out how to do it mathematically today. So volume is the amount of space an object can take up. So if we have a rectangular prism, its volume is going to be, well, the length times the width times the height. And this is how we get our units. So our length, it will usually be in something like meters, centimeters, whatever. So if I have meters, I'll be doing my length in meters times my width in meters times my height in meters. So meters times meters times meters will give me meters cubed. So that's where that cubed bit comes from our units. So whenever you see something cubed, you know you are going to have a volume. Now capacity is a little bit different. So capacity is the maximum amount a container can hold. So it's like, okay, you have this amount of space is your volume. How much stuff you can fit in that space is your capacity. All right, so here we have our conversion charts, and they go from imperial to SI in both of these. So imperial to SI units. So 1 FLOZ, what is that? Well, that is a fluid ounce. So an FLOZ is a fluid ounce. 1 PT, that's a pint. 1 QT, that's a quart, QT. And GAL is a gallon. So 1 gallon, 4 quarts. Now, 1 fluid ounce in SI units are going to be 29.5735 milliliters. So this is just like when you're converting imperial to SI lengths, where you're not going to get a very nice number here. It's always going to be that decimal number when we're going from imperial to SI. So we go over here. So here we have teaspoons, and 1 teaspoon is 1.25 milliliters. That's not that bad. A quarter teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon is 5 milliliters. A tablespoon is 3 teaspoons. That's 15 milliliters because it's just 5 times 3. And then we get to a pint and we get a nasty number again, and so on and so forth. So you will see that a gallon in the British system is going to be 4.5461 liters, and a gallon US is 3.785 liters. So, here we go. So 1 gallon in the US will be 3.785 liters, which is why when we go and buy milk, a gallon, what we usually say will be a gallon of milk, is like a 4 liter of milk because it's just about 4 liters. So this gallon over here, keep in mind, is the imperial US gallon, not the British gallon. So you're opening a French bakery and you want to make authentic French recipes. All the recipes are given in metric units, but you have imperial measuring devices. Shucks. Okay, so the creme brulee recipe requires 500 milliliters of cream and 1.25 milliliters of vanilla. So how much cream will you need in cups? Well, where is my cream? So 500 milliliters of cream is what I need. So I have 500 milliliters, and I want to get that into cups. So if I take a look up, I see that 1 cup is 250 milliliters. So 500 milliliters, I can turn that directly into cups. So I can do this with 1 conversion. Okay, so setting up my proportion, So milliliters lines up, cups lines up, and then 1 cup is 250 milliliters. So 1 cup, 250 milliliters. And solving my proportion. Multiply and divide. So 500 times 1 divided by 250, and 500 divided by 250, you get exactly 2 cups. So I will need 2 cups of cream. Next, so vanilla. So taking a look, I have 1.25 milliliters of vanilla. And looking up here, 1.25 milliliters is right here, and that is going to be 1/4 of a teaspoon. So 1.25 milliliters is going to be 1/4 of a teaspoon. Good. Of vanilla. Then how much cream will you need in fluid ounces? Okay, so I found cream in cups, but let's find cream in fluid ounces. So 500 milliliters to fluid ounces. And let's see if we have a direct conversion. And we do. So 1 fluid ounce is 29.5735 milliliters. So setting up my conversion, I can go directly from milliliters to fluid ounces. So milliliters, fluid ounces, and 1 fluid ounce is 29.5735 milliliters. So solving your proportion, multiply and divide from the one across. So 500 divided by 29.5735, and we get 16.9070, carrying on, fluid ounces. So just rounding to the nearest fluid ounce, or nearest tenth of a fluid ounce, probably nearest fluid ounce. So rounding here, take a peek over, 16.9 is basically 17 fluid ounces. If you put 16.9, you're okay. Even if you went 16.91, I'd still mark you as all right. I will still do your either rounding to 1 or 2 decimal places. But when you have a number like this, and if this was something that you were going to cook, you're not going to measure 16.9 fluid ounces of cream. You are going to round that number up to 17. Okay, so depending on what the question is, you can decide what an appropriate rounding would be. All right, next one. What is the volume of a packing box that measures 10 centimeters by 5 centimeters by 3 centimeters? And I want it in cubic centimeters. So I won't have to do any converting here because I want it in centimeters cubed. Okay, so I have a packing box, and it is a 10 by 5 by 3 packing box. So here I have my dimensions. And it doesn't really matter which one you label length times length, width, and height. So if I do this, this, all we need to do is take all 3 of our numbers and multiply them together, and it's not going to matter the order. Okay, so 10 by 5 by 3, and we get 150, and then my units are centimeters cubed. So centimeter times centimeter times centimeter, I get centimeters cubed. Is my volume. So we're traveling through the US, and our car's gas tank has a capacity of 55 liters because we are in Canada. That's how we measure our gas tanks. So how much is this in American gallons? So I have 55 liters, and I want to know what is that in gallons. So I need a liter and gallon conversion. So back to our conversion page, taking a look. So remember I have 2 gallons. So one is the British and one is the US. Okay, so not the British one, I want the US gallon. So I can use this or this, because remember this is US imperial. Okay, so 1 gallon US is going to be 3.785 liters. So back here, 1 gallon is 3.785 liters. Solving our proportion. So multiply and divide by the one across. We get 14.5310 US gallons, or let's just round that to the nearest decimal place. So cut it off there, take a peek over the wall. We don't have to round up. And we get 14.5 US gallons. Okay, so how much will this actually be in British gallons? So let's take our 55 liters. And now instead of turning them into US gallons, we are going to turn them into British gallons. So British gallons. So liters, gallons, and let's find our conversion. So down here, so here was our US gallons. A British gallon is going to be 4.5461 liters, so a little bit larger. So 4.5461 liters is 1 British gallon. 4.5461. Now solving our proportion, multiply, divide. So I will do 55 liters divided by 4.5461 liters per gallon here. And you get 12.0982 British gallons. Or doing the same thing, just rounding to 1 decimal place, cut it off here, take a peek over the wall, 12.1 British gallons. There. Okay, so you guys can go on, do your 3.4 volume assignment. After this, you will have a review, and then you're ready for your test. Right? Good luck.